Hello everybody, McNutt here with pianomeditation.com. Our song today is one of my most recent favorite songs. One Thing Remains, Jesus Culture. That chorus, you just get stuck in your head forever. Your love never fails, it never gives. You just want to like run down the streets yelling that to people, and that's the truth. And so God, we just ask you to watch over this lesson today. And let us always remember those powerful words, that message about your love and it never failing in our lives. We're going to play this song today in the key of E. And this will be a good key for the church to sing it in. A lot of times on albums, artists will play it a little higher than what's best to sing it in the church. And the chords you'll need to know 4 chords. E, A, B, and C sharp minor. And if you're using the cheat sheets that I created, that's on page 3, key of E, and you can look over those chords. If you're not sure what cheat sheets are, you can just click on that link and check it out. Little thing I created to help you play chord piano and think like a pro. Alright, let's do this thing. So, we're going to start off, we're in the key of E, we're going to start off on an A chord. So we have A, C sharp, E. We're going to play A and an E in the bass. Alright, so we'll start off on the A chord, and it's going to go in between 3 chords through the entire verse. So, higher than the... Now to the next chord, which is our E chord, we're going to play G sharp, B, and E. And we'll play E and E in the bass. And you can even put in this note if you want to. And just a quick reminder, like I do in all my videos, you need 3 notes, and 3 notes only, to create a chord. For an E chord, you need an E, G sharp, and a B. Put those in any order, and you still have that chord. G sharp, B, E. Same notes, still got an E chord. Good story. If that went over your head, don't worry about it. Here we go. We're going to keep playing. So we were higher than the mountains. Now we're on our E chord. We're going to jump up to a B chord. Face, B, D sharp, F sharp. And we have a B and an F sharp in the bass. Face. And now we're going to do that same thing over and over again. A, E, B, A, E, B, through the rest of the chorus. So get that down and then play it along with me. Stronger than the power of the grave, constant through the trial and the change. One thing remains. One thing remains. And as always, you don't play the piano like this. This is just so you can see on the video. You play the piano like this. Nice curved hands. That's the way you want to just fall down on the piano, feel natural. Anytime you play a chord like the E chord, you don't have to play it on the edge. You can go up into the piano like this, way far into the keys. Nice curved fingers, how you see there. So if I pick my hand up, that's the way it should look. Alright, that's the whole verse. See if you can play the whole thing along with me, then we'll get straight into the chorus. 2, ready, and higher than the mountains that I face. A, E, B. Stronger than the power of the grave, and constant through the trial and the change. And one thing remains. One thing remains. Into the chorus, we have 1 new chord and the rest will be the same. First new chord is, we're going to play a C sharp minor. Here's our C sharp, E, and a G sharp. Again, you need a C sharp, E, and a G sharp to play that chord. You can put those in any order. The root way would be to put the C sharp on the bottom, but we're playing it a different way. It's called an inversion. But don't worry about that. Just keep going. Here we go. First part of the chorus starts with our C sharp chord. C sharp's in the bass here. And then we'll go to an A, E, B. So here's how the chorus goes. Your love never fails. To an A, never gives up. To an E, never runs out on me. And on me, we're at B, me. Then you repeat that. Your love never fails, never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails, never gives up, never runs out on me. That's the chorus. The bridge is exactly like the verse. A, E, B. So on and on and on and on it goes. It overwhelms and satisfies my soul. And I never ever have to be afraid. One thing remains. And there you go. Couple cool things you can do during the song. Let's say you're playing just kind of low, you want to keep it quiet. There's kind of a technique that I like to use, and pinky thumb, thumb pinky. If you're just using, you can do some cool rhythms by breaking these up. You go bottom to top, then back down. So let me show you. If I just play those together, higher than and at this point I can't go back down because I need to change chords. So bum 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 bum, or for my E chord, and I'm just going to use these to do the rhythms here. So let me show you kind of what it sounds like. Higher than the mountain that I face, stronger than the power of the grave. Okay, and you can do whatever pattern you want to. The only rule is the very bottom note has to be first. So I could go, instead of playing the top note, you can do different patterns, and as long as you start with that bass note, it's going to sound really nice. So that just could be something to mess around with. You know, you don't have to do it. That might be over your head. Don't worry about it. But here's an example. I'm just going to put them in different orders. I'm even going to speed it up and just show you some possibilities of using just pinky thumb, thumb pinky. Here we go. Higher than the mountain that I face, stronger than the power of the grave. Isn't that nice? Nice little change up of what's going on. So that's just something to play around with. Maybe use it later on. And it's like I said, it's really nice for the song when you're just starting off really low, maybe barely singing it. You get to that chorus and you go, your love never fails, it never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails, it never gives up. You know what I mean? So, awesome, awesome, awesome. We're going to go into the Going Pro section. This is if you're using those cheat sheets of Going Pro. So here's some more cool stuff that you can do. At the bottom of the cheat sheets, it talks about the pentatonic scale, which are those 5 notes. And you can use these 5 notes in between when somebody is singing. That's called a fill. You're filling up space. So in other words, No, no, no. Okay, so higher than the mountains that I face, the power of the grave. So you put in these pentatonic notes in between when you're singing, and it sounds really nice. Of course, you got to listen to the band. Maybe the guitar player's doing something you don't want to play if he's doing something, but maybe it's your chance to fill up some of the space, and you can do that using this pentatonic scale. The other thing I want to challenge you to do, besides just playing it single notes, try and do these little shapes here. Here's your first shape. Call it rock and roll. There's a B and F sharp, and you're gonna play those together and then move the middle finger to G sharp, or play those together and move the middle down to E. Okay? So here's how that one works. Cool little sound using that in there. The other shape is pinky on E and pointer on B, and you play those together and then move up to that C sharp with the middle finger, and together you have some cool sounding stuff you can do for fills. Now the only thing to get good at it is to listen to music, listen to what other people do, jam, play the bass notes, mess around with doing fills. You just got to spend a lot of time working on that. And the other thing is Nashville numbers. Think in numbers, please. Think in numbers. Numbers will help you so much. So if you're using the cheat sheets, Nashville numbers, 1 is E, 2 F sharp, 3 G sharp, 4 5 A B, 6 is C sharp, 7 is D sharp, and then we're back to 1. If you can think in numbers, by our scales, there's a scale at the top left of the page. Think in numbers, and you can transfer this to any key. Well, key of E is not good for me. I need to bring it a little bit higher. Okay, you need to move it up to F. Great. So then you look at this, you go, all right, my first chord in E is that A chord we talked about. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Our next chord is an E. Well, that's a 1. And our next chord is a B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we had a 1, a 4, and then a 5. So if you went to the key of F and went and looked at the numbers, you'd go, well, a 4 in the key of F is a B flat, a 1 is an F, and a 5 is a C. So now we can go higher than the mountains that I face. Now we're in the key of F. Go team. Stronger than the power of the grave. See where I'm at? If you don't, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Hey, you're going to learn it a step at a time. You know, that's what it takes, just a little bit at a time. Hey, God bless y'all. I hope you enjoyed the lesson today.